Hello, everybody. Ziggy here. You're wondering why the hobby's growing so fast? Why are card prices out of control? Why are people buying up all the base? What is going on? Well, there's a lot of speculation on what's driving the hobby. I mean, I'll be honest, when the lockdown or shutdown happened a few months ago, I, like many people, thought there'd be a dip or at least a cool off period in the hobby. The hobby was already on fire and many sports cards were taking off. I'm going to have to give credit to what I want to call the Gary V impact. And the reason I say that is I've been doing some searching on looking for good content, good information about the hobby, tips that I can use and share with others. Well, I'm going to come across an example of a great resource, Sports Card Live on YouTube. A few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, yeah, May 10th, Gary did an interview with Brian Gray from Leaf CEO, and Brian talked about how he spent about $1 million buying cards on eBay, vintage cards from the 80s and 90s. Now, this is a pretty interesting story. I'm not going to go into the details, but the point here, he is one major investor, and he talks about others. Now, I want to say something. Brian has a path to liquidity, being that he owns Leaf. He can resell these products. Other people dropping in $1 million don't have the same path to liquidity and getting that money out. But it does prove one thing. There is big money going into the hobby. There are major investors dropping thousands of dollars, whether they're bored, they have nothing to do, or nothing to gamble on. Those people exist. Now, what I don't think people realize, and I think it's important for us in the hobby to realize, is the social media influencers that I think were influenced by the Gary V's. I bring up here a guy, his name is Kenny, social media guy, KOTQ4, right? I don't even know what that means, fourth quarter, right? What I do know is he has 739 subscribers. Wow, okay? I also know he did a video on sports cards here. I spent $1,300 on 10 boxes and pulled my best card. I watched this video and I found two other videos. So a total of 3 videos in his entire collection here on sports cards. But each video had tons of viewers. Look at this one, 356,000 views. By the way, he pulls a Kobe auto in this clip, so it couldn't get any better. Think about how many people are watching what he's creating, and they're looking at sports cards as well. Obviously, his demographic is the millennial, much younger generation that are being turned on by this and seeing the ability to make money. A lot of them hearing about the side hustle. Get your side hustle on. Which brings me to, I'll mention Kenny has another page, Kenny Just Direct, 79,000 subscribers. On this page, here Kenny is opening a box of Court Kings. He also sits here and talks about his huge collection. So he sees the draw. Look, 136,000 views in 3 weeks, 76,000 views. So he sees the draw from this, and he's expanding that. Another social media person. Now, KB Legends, I think, is really interesting because it's KB Legends, sports cards, and more. I think if you look back here at KB Legends, you'll realize KB Legends was a gamer, hardcore gamer. And if you've done anything in the gaming community, you know there's some passionate people following gamers. We're talking tens of thousands of people. This guy has about 35,000 followers. Well, it turns out, it looks like it was about here on a, where does it happen? Here it is, about a month ago. Huge quarantine steals, how to make money in sports cards during the quarantine. All right, it's a month ago. And after this point, all his videos are on sports cards. Now, a few things that I notice here. He didn't pick up everything. Here's a Gary V video, right? He's not a novice because he makes a lot of references to grading and so forth. He also pitches to people in the beginning of each of these videos that you can sign up for his subscription and he'll share with you what he's buying and selling, his recommendations, and he has a monthly subscription fee, which I think is interesting. I did also note he's a follower, or at least is watching Sports Card Investors, which is one of my favorites. But anyway, I think he obviously had some knowledge of sports cards, and I think he just brought this now to his subscribers in the last month or two, these 35,000 subscribers, to see if he can get them to get involved, right? I think it's something new for him because I think the game industry maybe is kind of slow for him or whatever, but it's a great example of another major media subscriber getting people into the hobby. The last one I want to give up as an example is Franchise Kicks. 250,000 people, 253,000 subscribers. This guy does breaks of boxes of Amazon customer returns, right? And he's not a sports card breaker, I'll put it that way. But yesterday, yesterday, he did a video. Here he is with 6,000 viewers. Well, this sucks. I have to watch the commercial here. But as I show this, and in this video, here he is just ripping through some cards. You know, he stops. What's interesting here, he's stopping for these number cards. Yeah. See, he's explaining this press proof, okie dokie. What's there right behind that? Check that out. Now, right here, it mentions, okay, I already sold this down on eBay. Let me go back to that, not the video, but just back to his channel. This guy's showing 250,000 people, 7,000 or 6,000 views yesterday, how he opened a box of Donruss and he pulls out a card he sells on eBay. That is bringing more people into the hobby. That is why you can't find any retail products as well. So I hope this gives you some insight on what's flooding into this market, all these different, it's not just, and I'd say there's a rise of good content providers, guys who are providing really good educational information. That's what I'm trying to do, who are providing good information, tips and tricks. There's some good stuff out there. I'll work on some later videos of kind of different categories of content providers. There's the guys who are just basically showing you their breaks all the time. There's guys who are hyping cards and giving you tips on what they think the next one will be. There's guys who are, you know, selling services and so forth. But again, there's so much new content out there. What I've realized though in this research is just since this whole side hustle, COVID-19 thing, and with the Gary Vee comments within the last year, it appears that I think we're seeing a swell of interest into the hobby. What will be interesting is if that swell can sustain itself. Like, there's a lot of factors here: the economy, sports itself, does it return? But we've got a lot of momentum with all these new people who are seeing the hobby and seeing what's going on out there. It's a very exciting time to be in the hobby. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this gave you some great insight. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, please like, and please share some comments, suggestions, or any feedback. Thank you.